I'm Johnny Rowland, your host of the Shooting Show, and friends, welcome to this week's program. We are indeed pleased and proud to be here. We have a lot of things to talk about on today's program. Just the fact that we're here is a big deal. Just the fact we've been able to stay on. I tell you what, we have some exciting things, and it is exciting because here we are at such a time of opportunity. Someone said one time that you meet the greatest chance for opportunity when you have the greatest challenges. And that's probably true. And friends, we have the greatest chance of opportunity we've ever had because we have the greatest challenges that we've ever faced in this country as Americans, certainly as free citizens. Right now there's an enclave of people that is working around the clock to figure out how they're going to disarm us. Had some interesting news this week. The Democrats are starting to finally get the message that gun elimination is not something we want. Isn't that amazing? Took them all this time to figure out that we don't want our guns taken away. There's a reason we have these firearms. So the Democrats started to say, well, maybe we should back off guns a little bit. And even Tree Man himself, Al Gore, is having to examine, well, did his stance on guns cost him the election? Well, of course it did. Some other stuff too, but especially on firearms because we don't trust them. Well, friends, we have a great show for you. We're going to see certainly a great local woman who is a shooter, and she certainly competes, and we saw her on the program here recently, and we're going to get to look at some of her equipment today. Her name is Renee Tyson. She is an employee of Clark Custom Guns there, and one of the best shooters in our whole area here. And we're going to take a look at some of Renee's practice drills, certainly look at her equipment. And also, let me tell you what, it is exciting because we have some things, friends, we've struggled so long. And we have a sponsor program that we're working on that we are so hopeful that in the next few months we're going to be able to put it together, and it will certainly help our project a lot. But we have to stay here until we can get that done. But we are more hopeful about the future and success of our project than I have been in a long time. So certainly we need your help to stay here. If you can help us stay on the air, if you can help the Shooting Show, please send whatever you can to our project here, the Shooting Show, 327 Irvin Rowland Road in Duberly, Louisiana, the zip code 71024. And I have a new shirt here, and someone has made this for us. It is an embroidered and monogrammed shirt. It's on front and back, and these are available in various sizes. Now, if you'd like, this is not a mass-produced shirt, but if you'd like to have one of the embroidered Shooting Show shirts with your name monogrammed on it, at this point, size, I don't think it really makes any difference. It's about the same, going to be about the same cost. $29.95 plus $5 shipping and handling. So for $34.95 complete, you can have one of these embroidered, and if you'd like to have one, it's an offer we can make. I don't know how many of them we can get them to do at this price, but still, if you'd like to have an official Shooting Show shirt with your name monogrammed on it, we can do it for $29.95 plus $5 shipping and handling. Okay, friends, before we start shooting with Renee, let's go ahead and open a program because a feature here I want to go into briefly in just a moment that I get quite a few calls and letters about. Well, let's see, we've got a couple of those blue targets, and today we're celebrating the United Nations, actually, so we've got some evil United Nations. I'd like to add, we're celebrating the fact that we know that they're the evil United Nations, and we've got a couple of those wonderful blue targets. Those things show up at night. You can shoot them at night real good. It's that blue, that's what it is. But let's open another shooting show. Friends, we had the National Night Out. I heard about it on the radio anyway, celebrated here. Well, I think the perfect way to celebrate the National Night Out was should have had target practice, because that'll stop crime. That's going to stop a lot more crime than holding hands with your next door neighbor. Let me tell you what, should have been target practice night instead of National Night Out. If you're going to be out, have target practice. Like this here. And again, since we're celebrating the fact that we know the United Nations is evil, this wonderful blue United Nations, or United Nations blue target. Yep, the 460's tough on those bottles.
Stay tuned for more of the Shooting Show after these important messages.
The Shooting Show will be right back after this break for your local cable company or TV station.
Friends, this is the new Georgia Arms 20th anniversary catalog. Of course, has a memorial there to our good friend Jim Clark there on the cover. This is a terrific catalog from the finest ammunition maker in the United States. They have all kinds of great prices on all sorts of ammunition: 243 Winchester, 270s, 7.62 by 39 Russian, all kinds of great stuff. They've even got 308 tracers, 30-06 tracers, all kinds of neat stuff here in this great new Georgia Arms catalog. They have components if you want to load your own ammo, and look here, we've got the Shooting Show and our new 460 Roland kit on sale as well. Georgia Arms has the best prices for custom grade ammunition that I'm aware of in the United States, and guess what else? They're helping to support our Shooting Show. Friends, give them a call today. Free phone call, free catalog. 1-800-624-6861, 1-800-624-6861, Georgia Arms, and please remember to tell them that you heard it and saw it here on our program. Ladies and gentlemen, we're out here at the Clark Custom Gun range. Actually, this is Renee Tyson. You saw her on the program recently. And Renee, of course, you are doing as much shooting as time will allow. Let's get a word for your sponsors in. On your hat, you have Triangle Shooting Sports there in Corpus Christi. That's Benny Hill.
Right.
That's right, and he has built your gun.
Yes.
And let's see, we've got Lex Incorporated there in Cuero, Texas.
Right.
Certainly, and we've got another really interesting, let's see if we can get this in. This is Precision Bullets from Kemp, Texas, and they're also one of your sponsors. And what we're looking at here is, I thought this was a moly-coated bullet, but it's not. It's actually coated in plastic. Is that right?
It's some
sort of polymer.
Poly material, yeah.
So certainly we'll give them, that is a most interesting.
He's also put a torch to it. I need to get him and put it, I'll get a picture from him and put up on his website, but he put a torch to one of the jackets, and it held up.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Well, now, they're saying it may not be for the ultra high velocities, but like you're saying, it doesn't lead and it doesn't smoke at your competition velocity.
Right.
This is a 40 S&W. Now then, let's move over to your gun, and let's take a look. Now, this is a new gun that you got from Benny Hill, and go ahead and take it out for us if you would. And
it's cocked, so that's good.
And we know that gun is empty,
Yes.
but no question about that. Now we see it is relieved. We're missing part of the slide here, and turn it up just a little bit if we could. And this is for
The reverse plug that captures the recoil spring.
but also it makes the slide lighter, so you get a little faster cycling. Am I
Right.
correct?
Faster cycling, faster draw, faster split times, faster
It just speeds up. All right, and of course we got the big mag weld here. This is an STI, am I correct?
Correct.
All right, now then, let's look at one other thing I think you folks are going to find interesting. This has, what do you call this front sight, Renee?
They call it a fiber optic front sight.
All right, now friends, let's take a look. This literally gathers now. I don't know how durable this would be, but for competition use, and that's what we're talking about, is an open sight competition gun. I want you to look how this thing gathers light. Now then, even under the shed here, it really makes a lot of sense because you don't need as much light. Now let's step out into the sunlight, and of course when light's brighter, and look what it does out here. See how that thing lights up? Amazing. So this is something. Renee, do you know what brand sight this is?
No.
But that's okay. It's something that is really interesting. Now, Renee, this is a CR Speed holster, and friends, just looking at it, you might not even know what it was without the gun on it, but this is most interesting. It's adjustable here for length, whatever length, and of course this goes in the end of the barrel that will hold it securely. And also this is a lock. Now let me get around, I'll show you how this works. You've got a little detent, see the part sticking out? That will retain the gun in its position, and it's also got a lock, so it makes it very secure in the holster. But Renee, also you've got some adjustments here. Please explain that to us.
Okay, we've got, this is a new device that they call their Versa hanger, and this allows you to have two different angle adjustments so that you can get it positioned just how you want it. And then there's also, in between the holster body and the Versa hanger, you can put a block in here to adjust for the cant, so to adjust for in and out, to angle it towards your body or away from your body to get it just exactly how you want it.
All right, now Renee, if you would, put your gun in the holster. Now then, this is a point that a lot of people may not understand. Where is the ideal position to have the gun mounted on your belt as a competition shooter? Now, what will determine where the gun is mounted on your waist or on your belt?
Well, because I'm shooting limited class with this gun in USPSA,
Right.
I can have, by the rules, the gun, I can have it anywhere on my body I want to. There is a rule about how far it actually can be away from your belt. They limit you. I couldn't tell you the exact distance. Maybe, I don't know, 4 inches, something like that.
Well, what you start off? Everyone starts from hands raised,
Right.
surrender position.
The two most typical start positions are surrender, hands above shoulder, and then hands at side.
So what do you, when the most common I would assume would be hands above shoulder, what do you strive for? And you showed me this a little bit earlier.
Right, just a real comfortable, wherever my hand is going to drop is where I want the gun to be.
So it'd be
So just a natural fall, and I want my hand to fall on the grip so I can snatch it out of there as quickly as possible.
Now that to use this holster effectively, you've got to pull essentially straight up the same way every time. Am I correct?
That's right.
What are you about to do?
Well, this is a brand new gun. I got it a couple of weeks ago, but I have not had an opportunity to shoot it yet. So in preparation for the Nationals next month, I've got to chronograph some loads that I loaded on my Dillon 650 this morning, and see if they're going to make power factor when I go to the Nationals, hopefully. And I've also got to sight it in and make sure it's functioning with all of the magazines that I'll be taking to the Nationals with me.
Now you have several magazines I saw here, and these are definitely high capacity magazines. I see you've got some different end plates on them for different purposes, I guess, and you can get a max in these magazines or 40 S&W 18, 19 rounds, somewhere there.
Right.
That's what you're really looking for. Is that correct?
Stay tuned for more of the Shootin' Show after these important messages.
is one victory, says Attorney General Eliot Spitzer of New York, one of the states that has sued gun manufacturers. That could change the industry, he said. The Attorney General is too modest. One victory could force the gun industry to sell to governments only, if not go out of business altogether. This, of course, is the real objective of lawsuits seeking monetary damages for what criminals do with products that are functioning perfectly. These attorneys are not stupid. They know that the firearms industry has little money. That's the real point. It is much easier to put them out of business if they cannot afford to pay huge legal settlements. And even if the lawsuits lose, every one of them, the anti-gunners can still win because the cost of insurance against this kind of harassment can also drive the companies out of business. That is why the recent defeat of the flagship case instituted by New Orleans Mayor Marc Morial is such a welcome piece of news. And this good news was followed by the defeat of the New York City case, in which the theory for Mayor Morial's case was first developed. Attorneys for the city of New Orleans argued that the new Louisiana law banning the lawsuit passed after their lawsuit was filed was unconstitutional because it was an ex post facto law. The Louisiana Supreme Court emphatically rejected that argument. They said that ex post facto laws only protect citizens, not governments. What a radical thought for our time. The justices were saying that only citizens have rights, not governments. What a rude surprise to bureaucrats everywhere. The Louisiana Supreme Court also ruled that, as in many states, the state government has supremacy over cities and counties. So in Louisiana, if firearms are to be regulated, perish the thought, it must be done only at the state level. Hopefully the U.S. Congress will pass similar retroactive legislation barring any of the many lawsuits that municipalities and states have brought against the gun industry. This is legislation that President Bush would almost certainly sign, inasmuch as he signed an antitrust bill an anti-lawsuit bill, I should say, in Texas. This legislation is needed if gun industry is to be saved from bankruptcy from these lawsuits. The plaintiffs don't care if they lose everyone. The industry simply cannot afford the legal and insurance fees required to stay in court indefinitely. This is an issue where I think the votes are there in both the U.S. House of Representatives and in the U.S. Senate. The biggest problem is getting such legislation to the top of the agenda in Congress. The best way for something to be taken seriously in the Congress is for lawmakers to hear from their bosses instead of only the Washington Post and Dan Rather. If you think that what is being done to the firearms industry is wrong, please be sure to contact your members of Congress as well as enlist others to do the same. From Washington, this is Larry Pratt for Gun Owners of America.
For more information or to join Gun Owners of America, please give them a call at 888-886-4867 or find them on the internet for their summary of pending gun legislation, and even sign up for free email alerts at gunowners.org.
Now, Renee, I see you pulled the rope there. You got all the plates. So what are you going to do now?
I'm just going to do some basic plate shooting. We need to actually sight in now that I think about it, and I'll have to put a paper target downrange to do that here in a few minutes, but I'm just going to run the plate rack a couple of times, kind of try to familiarize myself with this gun a little bit. Woo! I like it! I don't think we need to sight in.
Look good to me.
I hadn't run a plate rack 1-for-1 in a long, long time. Yeah.
What you going to do now, Renee?
Just going to do some one-shot draws. .117.
1.17
.107. Flubbed that one bad. Fixing my glasses instead of listening for a beat. And that's I don't know if we've covered that before on any type of competition shooting that you're listening for an audible beep to start you. That's what you need to concentrate on.
Listen.
You need to. You don't listen for the beat. You listen for the beginning of the beat.
So there is a difference.
Oh yeah.
Listen for the beginning.
I mean, where you know,
Don't hear the beep and wait.
right.
Go when.
As soon as you hear the beginning of the beep, you start your draw.
Well, you're talking literally 2 or 3/10 of a second difference, aren't you?
Absolutely. Yeah, they. I'm not exactly sure how long the beep lasts, but like on a par time, which is where they give you a set amount of time to shoot a particular stage, they give you, if they say 4 seconds, they give you, if you shoot one of your bullets registered at 4.3, then you're considered under that time. So they give you 3 seconds.
3 points, I see.
Yeah.
What was that?
0.98.
Oh, under a second, friends, for a draw and a hit.
.94.
Speeding up. Watch the gun as it comes out of the holster.
A little off to the left on that one. 0.95. .08. I missed the beginning of the beep on that one because the shooting going on. I kind of.
Question, Renee. What's faster, hands up or hands down by your side on the draw?
Depends on who you are. For me, I would say I'm probably faster hands at side, only because surrender is one of those things that I don't really like practicing and I have to force myself to do. I don't know why.
Well, I'll tell you what, if you would, do one of each, compare it.
Okay. See if we have some bullets in here. Yep.
She's going to compare hands from side versus the surrender position. Let's see how it looks.
.112.
112. Now from the side.
.104.
So definitely seeing it, see a little speed advantage there.
Well, if I averaged it, I would probably say that's probably going to be pretty consistent. We're probably looking at a full tenth
Right.
that you're going to find if I average the differences between the draws, which of course could be improved by practice. Honda's a lot better at surrender. So whenever, you know, like if she knows I'm coming to a match over at her club, she makes all the draws surrender. She knows she'll get a good 10th on me there, at least. Let's try some 2 shots. That way we have to slow down the first shot to make sure we get the follow-up shot. You can do a 1-shot draw a lot quicker because you don't have to worry about if you have a good grip on the gun, so on. You can get it on the target and you don't have to worry about shooting another follow-up shot on that target or swinging somewhere else. So 2 shots is going to slow us down probably, I'd say at least probably a 5/100ths.
What was it?
113 first shot, 134. So yeah, that's about what I figured. Missed the draw there. 133 first shot. The holster kind of moved on me a little bit. 1.5. See what we can do on a bill drill.
Now, a bill drill is what? How many shots?
6.
6 shots?
26 first shot. So I knew, I knew that I had to hang on for not 2 shots, but
six.
6 shots.
Uh-huh.
So it slowed me down a good bit there.
Stay tuned for more of the Shootin' Show after these important messages.
For folding stocks, for pistol grips, for regular stocks, for replacement stocks, for magazine extension tubes for your shotgun, for magazine replacement springs for your shotgun. How about the Executive Eye Scraper, the Executive Letter Opener, all from Choate Machine & Tool when you call for a free catalog. You can get the Executive Letter Opener, a multi-purpose tool, or the Executive Eye Scraper, a multi-purpose tool, for only your choice, only $2 when you call for a free Choate catalog. You can get both of them for $4, a $10 value. Friends, if you're a shooter or a gun owner, you need one of the Choate Machine & Tool Company catalogs. Call them today, 1-800-972-6390. In Ball Knob, Arkansas, they're helping to support our project. You need one of their catalogs. Again, 1-800-972-6390. And please remember to tell them that you saw it here on our show.
And now for our support group, we have Custom Leatherwork and Saddlery in Denham Springs, Louisiana. We have Brooks Communication in Albuquerque, New Mexico. We have Dennis Crocker Firearms Training in South Carolina. We have Gearlings Equipment Rental in Southern California. And we have Mike and Sherry Harris Pilot Services and Consulting there in South Carolina. Friends, we're out of time on this week's show.